Hey, Rosanna here to give you a short introduction to Emoji Log, which is my new app for measuring progress. You can use it to create journals or observe your habits or track statistics. You can see here I have a bunch of different trackers that I've set up for me. These are like completely personal to me. They're not like templates or anything. I've made each and every one of these things. And for example, here I have like a cooking tracker. So I'm trying to get better at cooking. I'm looking at some recipe books with more advanced techniques. And so when I do one of those recipes, I just make a note of it. I also make a note of the name of the recipe and some of the ingredients and stuff. This one is like a meditation log. So every time I meditate, I keep track of it. And if I have any observations also, I can write the notes right here in the app. A bunch of other ones here, like this one is for social media statistics. This is like every time I read a book, I can sort of keep track of it. And I can see here, like, okay, it's been almost a month since I've read a book. So I'd like to read a bit more than that. So maybe I should try and read some more, right? So let's try creating one just to see how simple it is to make one spontaneously. So I'm going to hit this create timer button here. Let's imagine that we're trying to keep track of how many cookies we've eaten. So first thing I'm going to do is just find the cookie. And that's it, actually. There's no other step. So this is now our cookie tracker. And I'm going to go back to the list here, and you can see it's ready for us. So as soon as you find yourself eating a cookie, you can open the tracker and add a memo. And that's really all you need to do to log the fact that you did this. Everything else is optional, so if you want, you can write some notes, chocolate chip, but you don't have to do that. Just adding the memo is enough to track the date and the time that it was done. And now when you go back to the list here, you can see there's a timer that started. You can see here I did this less than a minute ago. And each of these trackers that you've created has a timer of their own. For example, this one, it's been almost 10 hours since I did this. So like less than a day, basically. These ones with 24 spikes. It means it happened less than a day ago. This one has happened less than a week ago, so there's like 7 slots here. So, it's been 2 days since I meditated. You can see here, this is a fairly calm interface. There's no dashboards or charts. There's no red or green. There's no notion of judgment or failure or like streaks. The app doesn't tell you how to feel about any of these things. For example, here's like, meditation, something I'm trying to do more of, but the app is not telling me like, oh, you didn't do this like 3 days in a row. It's just telling me it's been this long since you did it. And that might be okay for me, right? Maybe I only want to do it once a week. So I just have to try and do it sometime before the weekends. Or maybe I want to do it once every 3 days. So, okay, it's going to be maybe 3 days tomorrow. So I should try and find a time to do it today. You're the one who decides how often to do this. You don't like tell the app to remind you every day or something. It's just whenever you do something, you make a note of it. At some point later, I might show a graph of how they're related to one another, but for the moment, it's just a really low friction way to do tracking. Basically, when you do things, they come closer to you, they appear at the top, and when you don't do things, they fade away, and they disappear. And all of this data here is private. You own 100% of it. The app does not share information with me. Everything takes place in your browser on your computer. If you want to, you can connect your remote storage or your Fission account so you can sync it between different devices. But even if you don't do that, like, it never comes to me in any way. So it always stays with you, and you have complete control over it. You can export your data and just own your data. So that's a short introduction to Emoji Log. Hope you enjoy it. Feel free to send me feedback. Let me know what you think. Ciao.